Right now, somewhere in rural Virginia or the Arizona desert or outside Des Moines, a building the size of 10 football fields is being constructed. It will have almost no employees. It will use as much electricity as a small city. And the community next door probably had very little say in whether it was built. These are data centers, the physical buildings that power cloud storage, AI, streaming, banking, everything digital. And because of artificial intelligence, they are being built at a pace the world has never seen. The US already hosts roughly 40 to 45% of global data center capacity. That share is growing fast. So what do communities actually get when one of these arrives? In Loudoun County, Virginia, the world's most concentrated data center market, data centers generate somewhere between $900 million and $1.3 billion in annual taxes. That is roughly a third of the entire county budget. Schools funded, residential tax rates kept low. That is a real documented benefit. But here is what the press release never says. A large data center might create 1,500 construction jobs. Those are real jobs, but they last 2 or 3 years. Once the building is done, the same facility might permanently employ 20 to 200 people. That is it. Researchers at the Brookings Institution, who study exactly this kind of investment, say the long-term job multiplier for data centers is weaker than almost any other type of major industrial project. So, when a company announces 2,000 jobs, ask, how many are still there in year 5? Now, let's talk about what communities actually pay. Energy first. The Electric Power Research Institute projected data centers will account for somewhere between 9 and 17% of all US electricity by 2030. For context, that is roughly the current electricity consumption of every home in America combined. That demand has to come from somewhere. And building the grid to deliver it costs money. In Virginia, regulators created a new rate class in 2025 because residential customers were effectively subsidizing data center infrastructure. Water. A large facility using older cooling technology can consume 1 to 5 million gallons of water per day. The World Resources Institute has mapped significant water stress risk for data center clusters in Phoenix, Las Vegas, and parts of California and Texas. Newer liquid cooling systems cut that consumption by up to 95%, but not every facility uses them. And locally, noise from cooling equipment, altered landscapes, construction traffic, real impacts, highly variable depending on design. 3 things you have probably heard that need context. 1. They're 100% renewable. Not exactly. The big companies buy a lot of renewable energy, but buying clean energy certificates does not mean the building runs on clean power every hour of every day. The grid still burns gas at night. 2. They'll contaminate our water. No. The concern is how much water they consume, not whether they pollute it. Different issue, usually overstated as a contamination risk. 3. They're a tax goldmine for everyone. Only where incentives were negotiated carefully. Many rural communities gave away decades of tax abatements and got temporary jobs in return. A Gallup poll from April 2026 found that 71% of Americans oppose building an AI data center in their local area. That is higher than opposition to a nuclear plant. And the opposition is bipartisan. Everyone worried about noise and their electric bill. Here is the honest conclusion from the evidence. These facilities are not going away. The demand they serve is real. The question is, what kind of deal communities negotiate? Outcomes are better when cooling technology is modern and deal terms are publicly disclosed. Outcomes are worse when jurisdictions negotiate without expert help and public hearings happen after the decision is already made. The cloud is not a cloud, it is a building. That building uses water, electricity, and land. It generates real tax revenue and mostly temporary jobs. It can be a good deal or a bad one, and the difference comes down to governance and transparency. Now you know what those questions are.